Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Muhammad Shafiq, lecturer of philosophy, Department of Islamic and Pakistan Studies Cust. The course I'm teaching you is called Introduction to Logic, and the course code is PHI 101. This is lecture number 30, and today we are going to discuss how to apply the rules of inference and proof of validity. Today's lecture outline consists upon how to apply the rules of inference in a proof of validity and the 9 rules of inference. So there are, as you know, there are 9 rules of inferences. The first one is called modus ponens, and it says if P then Q, P therefore Q. The second rule of inference is modus tollens or empty, and it says P then Q, not Q, therefore not P. The third rule of inference is that of hypothetical syllogism, and it says if P then Q, if Q then R, therefore if P then R. Number 4 is disjunctive syllogism, which is expressed in symbolic form as either P or Q, not P, therefore Q. Rule of inference number 5 says it is about constructive dilemma, and it says if P then Q dot if R then S. P wedge R or P or R, therefore Q or S or Q wedge S. Destructive dilemma or DD is expressed such as P then Q dot R then S, not Q or not S, not P or not R. This is the destructive dilemma. Rule number 7, that is of addition, and it says P, therefore P or Q. Simplification says P dot Q, therefore P. Conjunction says P Q, therefore P dot Q or P and Q. So these are the 9 rules of inference. If you remember, we discussed it before. Now we are going to see what is proof of validity. The proof will start by first listing the given premises of an argument. Each line should have a unique line number for easy reference. It is ordinary to also mention that conclusion in this list as the target. Usually, the conclusion is mentioned with a separator line or with a forward slash followed by the symbol of three dots. For example, if we say B, then A, second premise says B, and the conclusion says, therefore, A. So A will be written as three dots and A. The derivation will proceed by adding new lines to the already given lines. Each new line, which is not given premise but derived from the previous lines, must have a justification, line reference, or rule name on the right-hand side of the new line. Example of formal proof of validity. It says L then B. There it says B then A. Therefore, it says L, and the conclusion would be therefore A. Says B, 1, 3 more exponents. That means premise 1 is more exponent, and premise 3, we are applying more exponent rule here. Number 5, that is A. Number 2 is more exponents, and number 4, again, we are applying the rule of more exponent. It says if B then A, therefore B. The rules of inference are very strict, it has to be noted, and they require two premises both as a whole line in the proof. The right sequence need to be mentioned in the rules citation. So you have to keep this in mind that the right sequence needs to be mentioned in the rules citation. It should also be kept in mind that the rules of inference are one direction. That is to say, moves from premises to conclusion. For example, mode exponent says P then Q, the same sequence. P, given the two lines, conclusion, therefore Q, same sequence, given the two lines, conclusion, may be derived and no change in that. Rules of inference apply to the whole statement, not only to the parts of the statement. And number 4 rule says, in a proof, you may have to apply more than one rule of inference in different lines to reach the target conclusion. However, only one rule has to be applied at a time. The proof terminates when the conclusion of the given argument is reached by deduction. You have to note it down that proofs may be done in more than one way, so no fixed starting point. That basically means you can start at any point. But what do we need is required is a strategic plan. For example, same proof may also be done. Says if L then B, B then A, L therefore A. If L then A, rule number 1 and 2 on 1 and 2 hypothetical syllogism is applied. Therefore, A here on the premise 3 and 4, the rule of mod exponent is applied. So basically, it means a better grasp on the rules will certainly help. If you know rules very well, then it will be very easy for you to apply these rules. So the key is you have to know or you have to even memorize rules of inference on your fingertips so that when you want to apply any of rules, you exactly know which rule you need to apply and where. For example, not C, then if D, then E. Not E, not C, not D, then either G or H. Therefore, G or H. If D, then E. So in premise 1 and 3, a mode exponent is applied. Not D. So on 5 and 2, modus tollens is applied. G or H. So on premise 4 and 6, modus ponens is applied again. Another important thing we need to remember is that rules of inference cannot apply to the parts on line 1, cannot apply 1 to modus tollens to get not D out. So these are the rules of inference which are very, very, very important in symbolic logic. And this is the way how you apply your rules of inference on proof of validity. But as I said earlier, the key is you must know these rules of inference on your fingertips so that whenever you need to apply them, you exactly know which rule, how, and where you need to apply. Because a minor mistake in application of these rules would lead to disaster, and you won't be able to apply these on proof of validity. And in order to know these rules, in order to know these by heart or on your fingertips, we have always recommended these two books for the basic logical concepts. And these two books are very much very easily available in our library and also online. So I would advise you to consult these books in order to get more grasp of rules of inference and proof of validity. And in this process, if you don't know anything, if you don't understand it, or if you have any confusion, or if you want to add anything, please do let me know so that we can discuss it before starting a new topic in our next lecture. And you know how you can let me know with your questions. You can use either the WhatsApp group of the class or you can use KCMS so that I may know what your query is. So till next time, take good care of yourselves and have a lovely day, and I'll see you later. Thank you very much, and Allah Hafiz.